Were Charles Ongondo.
Yes.
Mbui Robert.
Yes. Boy Robert, yes. He has not voted. He has abstained.
Korir Adams Kipsanai.
Yes.
Kipkoech Gideon Kimayo.
Yes.
Kimei Beatrice Chemingeno.
Absent.
RUTO Julius Kipleting. Wangaya Christopher Aseka. Wanjiko John Jogona. Waidaka John Mashua. Murade Ann Wanjiko. Orero Peter Ochieng. Mbalu Jessica Nduku Kiko.
Babu. Sio huyo. Huyo ni David Ochieng. Very relax.
Jessica is no, she's out. Call her again.
Jessica Babu.
Oh, sorry. Call Jessica.
Mbalu Jessica.
No. She votes no.
Mutuse Ekomas Mwengi.
Mutuse, yes.
Wanaina Anthony Njoroge.
Amesema yes.
Munyoro Joseph Kamau.
Yes.
Nyoro Samson Dende.
Yes.
Ichungwa Anthony Kimani.
Yeah, 40 yes. He has abstained. No, I'm a speaker, yes.
Sunkuli Julius Leka Ken. Mwanyanja Gertrude Mbeyu. Mwanyanje Gertrude Mbeyu. Baya Owen Ya. Kitty Richard Ken Chonga.
Absent.
Zambia Thudias Kidhua. Mutua Didimas Wekesa Barasa.
False, yes.
Bisau Morris Kakai. Bisau Morris Kakai. Rai Samuel Gonzi. Kwenya Dhuku Zakari.
Kwenya Thuku Zakari. Kwenya Thuku.
Muhia Wanjiko.
Absent.
Sherorot Joseph Kimutai. Kosgei Hilary Kiplagat. Maina Jane Njeri. Gitari Joseph Gashoki.
Yes.
Benziba Rashid Juma. Aburi Donya Doris. Busia Ruth Adhiambo Odinga. Oron Joseph Odongo. Ahmed Shakil Ahmed Shabir.
False, yes.
Buyu Rosa Akinyi. Kasalu Irene Mudhoni. Mulu Makali Benson. Mbai Nimrod Mbithuka. Mboni David Mwalika. Nyamai Resho Kaki.
Yes.
Nyenze Edith Vethi.
Absent.
Mokaya Nyakundi Japheth.
Yes.
Kibagendi Anthony. Gisairo Clive Ombani. Yegon Brighton Leonard. Kiprono Mutahi Alfred.
Yes.
Tonui Joseph Kosgei.
Yes.
Kamero Maisori Marua Kitayama. Robbie Mathias Nyamabe.
Yes. No, Robbie. Robi yuko.
Robi Mathias Nyamabe.
Ameondoka.
Masito Fatuma Hamisi. Wanyonyi Ferdinand Kevin. Abdurrahman Mohamed Abdi.
Abdurrahman.
Mohamed Abdikadir Hussein. Kagiri Jane Wangeshi.
Yes.
Kiunjuri Festus Mwangi.
Abdikadir amevote yes. Mohamed Abdikadir amevote yes. Yes.
Lafe.
Yes, amevote yes.
Abdurrahman Mohamed Abdi.
Amevote yes.
Mohamed Abdikadir Hussein. Okay. Kiunjuri Festus Mwangi.
Amevote yes. Ndio ile mwisho huko.
Korere Sara Paulata.
Absent.
Karani Joseph Washira.
Yes.
Lekuton Joseph.
Yes.
Marubu Monica Mudhoni.
Lamu.
Oboruwedha Mohamed.
Yes.
Muiruri Mudhama Stanley. Kothe Felix Odiwor.
Langata.
Kahangara Joseph Mboro.
No.
Mboko Mishi Juma Hamisi. Mugabe Innocent Maino. Chege John Kiragu.
Yes.
Akuja Protas Ewesit.
Yes.
Oyugi Dick Maungu.
No.
Nabii Nabwera Daraja. Shiforomondo Mangale Munga. Mukhwana Titus Hamala.
Absent.
Mbiuki Jafeth Miriti Kareke.
Karege Mbiuki. Alikuwa sample hapo katikati.
Kamene Joyce. Mule Caleb Mutiso.
Yes.
Kombe Harrison Garama.
Absent. Absent. Where?
Omwera George Aladwa. Kiamba Susan Ndunge.
Absent.
Mumo Rose Museo. Ijendi Moses Malulu. Mnyasi Amina Lora. Abdullahi Bashir Sheikh.
Yes.
Sheikh Umulkher Hasim. Abdurrahman Husewetan Mohamed. Haro Abdul Ibrahim.
Yes.
Yusuf Adan Haji. Mukunji John Gitonga. Njoroge Mere wa Maua. David Kangogo Bowen. Toroitich Timothy Kipchumba.
Yes.
Wago Naomi Jilo.
Yes.
Mwalio Joshua Mbivi. Odanga Geoffrey Makoha.
Absent.
Oluoch Anthony Tom. Gishuki Edwin Mugo.
Yes.
Kahungu Eric Mwangi.
Yes.
Tandasa Kasim Sawa.
Amevote yes.
Tandasa Kasim Sawa.
Yes.
Nabulindo Peter Oscar. Mule Stephen Mutinda.
Absent.
Kingola Patrick Makau.
Absent.
Roko Geoffrey Karioki.
Rogo. Yes.
Nabat Bernard Murioki.
Yes.
Nzioka Erastus Kivasu. Kailemia Elizabeth Karambu. Mohamed Fatuma Sainab, Kibngor Ruben Kiborek, Barto Phyllis Jepkemoi, Kimani Francis Kuria,
Absent.
Chimba Zamzam Mohammed,
No.
Kirwa Abraham Kipsang, Jaldesa Guyo Wako,
Absent.
Bader Salim Faisal, Chesebe Fred Kapondi, Oyo James Onyango, Gishoi Gagushia John, Salasia Peter Kalerwa, Naika Johnson Manya, Maina Betty Njeri, Mashale Mohammed Sud, Musao Vincent Musioka, Sheikh Peter Mbogo, Shake Peter Mbogo,
Absent.
Maingi Mere, Mulyungi Gideon Mutemi, Zengu Paul Musimi, Nguna Charles Ngusia, Pasaris Esther Mudoni, Kihara Jane Wanjiro,
Yes.
Shelule Liz Korir,
Yes.
Gikaria David,
Yes.
Arama Samuel, Mulanya Godfrey Ekesa, Munge Cynthia Jepkoskei,
Absent.
Kitur Bernard Kibor, Tonkei Rebecca Nonaishi, Aramat Lemanken, Pareyo Agnes Mantaine, Kitilai Olentutu, Tongoyo Gabriel Koshal, Wangwe Emmanuel,
Absent.
Gashagua George, Owino Martin Peters, GK George Masharia, karaoke.
Yes.
Chepkwony Charity Kadhambi,
Yes.
Guyo Ade Wario,
Yes.
Abdul Rahim Daud,
Yes.
Nyamoko Josh Nyamachi,
Yes.
Owor Joshua Aduma, Mohammed Ali,
Yes.
Mohammed Ali,
Yes.
Mogina Jerosha Momanyi,
Absent.
Gitao Faith Wairimu,
Yes. Yes.
Odoyo Okelo Jared, Chada Sahir, Manduku Daniel Ongwakwa, Odege Tom Boya, Washira Rahab Mukami, Madenge Duncan Maina, Odege ndio.
Tunarudia tu.
Washira Rahab Mukami,
Yes. It's there.
Washira, sorry, Madenge Duncan Maina,
Yes.
Mushira Michael Mwangi, Kiaraho David Njogona, Wainaina Michael Wambogo, Kosing David Losioko, Mupe Anthony Kenga, Gogo Lilian Achieng, Amolo Paul Otiende, Chebor Paul Kibet, Paul Abur, Muafrika Agustin Kamande, Francis Kajuang Tom Joseph, Kingara Simon Nganga, Karemba Eric Mushangi Njiru, Logova Sloya Clement, Luyai Caleb Amisi, Raso Dido Ali, Lenguris Pauline, Lentoi Johnny Jackson Legumontare, Letipila Dominique Eli, Lesuda Josephine Naisula, Nikal James Wambora, Ikana Frederick Lucili, Oduor Christine Ombaka, Lochakapong Peter, Kemei Justice Kipsang, Koi John Waluke, Sigei Francis Kipiegon, Idinji Dr. Shadrach Mwiti, Anyengo Silvana Sosoro, Kiplagat David, Maina Mwango Amos, Odiambo Millie Grace Akoth, Omondi Karoli, Gashobe Samuel Kenodia, Mohamed Junet Sheikh Nu, Masara Peter Francis, Misigi Lydia Haika Mnene, Abdullahi Amina Lika, Bare Hussein Abdi, Bare Hussein Abdi, Buire John Okano, Oku Edward Kaunya, Otucho Mere Emase, Mwangi Geoffrey Wandeto, Murungara George Gitonga, Nduyo Susan Gugi, Nganga Alice Wamboi, Kasait William Kamket, Aburi Lawrence Mburu, Mutunga John Kanyuithia, Kibiwot Julius Meli, Shikati John Murumba, Sioi Lilian Shebet, Sitienei Janet Jeb Kemboi,
Honorable members, order, kindly take your seats. Honorable members, kindly take your seats so that we have to see your colleagues when they rise to vote. Thank you.
Ngetit Cecilia Asinyen.
Ngitit. Yes.
Emathe Joseph Namur.
Yes.
Gikolong Nicholas Gikor Nixon. Nabuin Paul Ekwam. Namoit John Ariko.
Yes.
Nanok Daniel Epuyo.
Yes.
Boss Gladys Jeb Koskei. Ochieng David Ouma.
Sholea Mefort, yes.
Wandai James Opio. Nyamita Mark Ogola. Kagesi Kivai Ogezi.
Yes.
Adagala Beatrice Kahai. Abdi Hamis Shome. Jeho Fatuma Abdi.
Absent.
Mohammed Aden Daudi.
Absent.
Sane Ibrahim Abdi. Ado Mohammed Aden. Farah Yusuf Mohammed. Wanyonyi Martin Pepela. Sitati Daniel Wanyama.
Yes.
Mogaka Stephen.
Yes. Yes.
Kasiwai Rael Chepkemoi.
Yes.
Wetangula Timothy Wanyonyi.
No.
Mwakuona Danson Mwachako. Basil Robert Ngui.
That one was absent. Oh, no.
Ali Abdulsarat Khalif.
Yes.
Shege Sabina Wanjiro.
Absent.
Dena Joseph Hamisi.
Yes.
Harun Suleha Hulbale.
Yes.
Ikera Dorothy Mudoni.
Yes.
Iraya Joseph Wanaina.
Yes.
Kosgei Jackson Kipkemoi.
Yes.
Mayaka Irene Nyakarerio.
Oya Ayuko.
Mohamed Almurher Harun.
Ayuko.
Mwangi Teresia Wanjiro.
Uko. Yes.
Ngongo John Bandi. Talib Abubakar Ahmed.
Yes.
On close two, who should speak close three? But you see, most of the people you can just choose. You see, the way I was choosing, but the people who had actually given amendments. Remember? The ones who proposed. Yeah, you see, like on this one, the first one, I gave Nikal, Makali, Kaluma, and Bui, because they had expressed interest by actually proposing their own amendment. That's why I gave them. Alafu za kuja hapa ilikuwa Owino na Mbui pia. Hapa ilikuwa Alwoto na Nikal. Alafu you see, it's the same people. Makali, Bui, Owino. So the problem, so yeah, as I'm saying. This other side. Because they cannot be the only ones who are. That's what I'm saying. They seem to be. That's what the problem is, that they seem to be the only ones. So now we have to give other people. Yeah. So, but them, they yes. electronic voting.
No, ile tu ya public.
Yes, but if we give you two clauses,
Hizo
housing
zingine ni
levy
sawa.
na hiyo hata mnaongea until kesho.
Hii hakuna.
Haiko hivyo. Sio nimesaini. Sio nimesaini.
Okay, okay, sawa.
Ndio yule.
Sio nimesaini mheshimiwa.
Ndio yule yuko.
Number 14.
Tuanze na wenye absent. No, no, it's okay. We don't have to count
Let's
them.
compare the second page. Eh?
Mose, let's compare
Second page.
the second page.
Start from page 1.
9 and 1.
Sorry. Page 1.
Compare.
9 and 1 is okay.
Page 2.
9 and 5.
9 and 5.
Hapa ndio kuna shida hapa. Hapa ndio kuna
No,
shida.
we.
I think yours is okay.
Yours is okay.
It's okay.
Yours is
Hapa ndio
okay.
tulikuwa na shida hapa.
So just write them what you wrote. 9 and 5.
9 and 5.
Then
Yeah.
14 and 5.
14, 5.
Absent.
Kuna abstain moja. 14 and 5.
13.
Ulikuwa
One
na
absent,
What's up?
one. At
Enter to the
number
next
3.
page so that we compare all
39.
the pages.
And 5 page
Abstain.
Abstaining nini?
Abstain ni 1.
Go to the next page.
13 and 4.
13 and 4.
Correct.
12 of 9.
Pale aribu ni pale mlikuwa nampigia kelele kwa sio.
13 and 6.
This is 14 and 6.
Oh, walipata 14.
Kuangalia. Adams Korir,
Bitri save ngono. Bitri save ngono.
she didn't vote. She's not there. Hiyo ni 13. Hiyo ni 13.
13.
So ni nani?
Let's start from the bottom. There is a Didimas Wekesa. Yeah?
Hapa ndio kuna shida.
Sinkuli?
No, Sungula alivota no. No.
He voted no, yeah.
Voted no.
Yeah.
Sunguli
So,
voted no.
Weka.
Yes.
Yeah, so Weka.
Yes. That one I can confirm.
Sasa iko sawa. 13 and 6.
9
Still
9
counted 6.
9 9.
We still had 6.
Babu ndo alisumbua hapo 16 3.
16 and 3.
This is 16 and 6.
Here.
No, 13 and 6.
Hii ni page 8. Oh, page 6. Page 8. Hii ni page 6.
Page 6.
Page 6 eh?
We've corrected page. Page 6.
Page 6 tuko sawa
13 and 6.
Diagon, Prono, Order, members. Order, members, please be seated. I now wish to announce the results of voting. Division on clause number 10 to be amended as proposed by the chairperson of the Finance Committee. The ayes had a total of 194 votes, and the nays had a total of 79. Therefore, the ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 10 as amended be part of the bill. No, it's 10. It's clause 10. And honorable members, just for the record, we have been able to confirm from the Hansard that under clause 9, the chairperson of the Finance Committee correctly read the amendment. And I think it has been verified also by Honorable Mbadi. So that matter is now settled. Okay, now let us, you may now open the doors and withdraw the bars.
The question, in as many as...
Okay. I now put the question that clause 10 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
Chair Finance Committee, clause 11. I propose, hold on, Chair. I propose the question that clause 11 be part of the bill. Proceed, Chairperson.
So, Honorable Chair, I propose that an addition of clause 11 as proposed in the supplementary order paper. Honorable Chair, this clause we are adding is to allow that contribution made by employer to the housing levy be a tax deductible expense to the employer when calculating the corporation tax of the employer. With that, I move, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed by the chairperson of finance. Any on the members who wanted to contribute? Honorable Owino.
Chair, as it might sound correct and nice, we are now preempting debate, hoping that clause 76 will be won or will be carried. I would imagine probably, Chair, I do not know how to proceed because it's predicated on clause 76 going through. What happens if it fails? We need guidance so that we do things in a neatly and orderly manner as we have always done in the past. You cannot preempt debate. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Member, I think let's not anticipate or speculate what will happen. Let us proceed on this one and consider it. Any other contributions? I would give two people to at least contribute, but seeing that there is no one who is interested, okay, I'll give one more person, and that's Honorable Jared Okello.
Madam Chair, I align myself with the fears expressed by my friend Honorable Owino that this is referencing clause 76, and therefore one is premedicated upon each other. And if we deal with this in a particular fashion, it may have adverse effects on clause 76. And therefore, your direction on this will be very key so that we also run away from any confusion that may emanate out of this clause 11. Because again, it is a direct reflection of what is contained in Clause 76, Madam Speaker. And this has generated a lot of debate amongst the Kenyan people. The housing levy, you know it, I know the committee has already proposed to move it from 3% to 1.5%, and additionally moved it from a levy to a tax without capping, Madam Speaker. So we really need a lot of direction on this so that we do not fall into the trap of the proponents of this clause, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member, when we do get to Clause 76, then at that stage, if necessary, it can be recommitted again. Yes, or else now we'll be acting on speculation. Yeah, it has not occurred yet. Yeah, okay. I'll just give lastly Honorable Owino. There.
Thank you, Chair. I think you have the discretion, Chair, of just rearranging Clause 76 to come before, just as a matter of procedure. Is it so difficult to do that, please?
That would be outside the standing orders, contrary to the standing orders. Let us now proceed. I now put the question that Clause 11 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chairperson of the Finance Committee. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that Clause 11 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 12.
I propose the question that Clause 12 be part of the bill. Chairperson for Finance, you may move the amendment.
Honorable Chair, this particular amendment is just a cleanup because it seeks to correct the reference of the proviso to submit to subsection 2J, which is being amended by the bill. So this is more of a cleanup for the bill. With that, I move, Honorable Chair.
I now propose the question that Clause 12 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair of the Finance Committee.
Madam Chair.
Honorable Jared Okello, let me see if there's somebody else who wants to contribute so that it doesn't seem unfair that you're the only person talking. Any interests? Then I'll allow Jared.
Madam Chair, allow me for the first time to align myself with the deliberation as expressed by the Chair of Finance, that this is just meant to make it look tidy. And therefore, there is nothing fishy, there is nothing suspicious about this particular clause. And therefore, let me support him for the first time in the history of this country.
Thank you. I now put the question that Clause 12 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chairperson of the Finance Committee. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that Clause 12 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
Clause 13, I now propose the question that Clause 13 be part of the bill. I now put the question that Clause 13 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
Okay. All right. I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Chairperson, Finance, proceed.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 14 be amended as per the supplementary order paper. And Honorable Chair, again, this is more or less a cleanup because the proposal of Amendment 6 to correct the reference to the correct subsection which is being introduced. The subsection being introduced under Section 18A of the Income Tax Act is subsection 3 and not subsection 4. And subsequently, Chair, again now on Part B, the proposed Amendment 6 to correct the reference to the correct subsection which is being introduced. The subsection again being introduced under Section 18A of the Income Tax Act is subsection 3 and not subsection 4. Again, Honorable Chair, this is cleanup, and that I support.
I propose the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair of the Finance Committee. Put the question? Okay. I now put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair of the Finance Committee. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 14 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Okay, the ayes have it.
Clauses 15 and 16.
I propose the question that clause 15 and 16 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 15 and 16 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it.
Clauses 17, 18, and 19.
I propose the question that clauses 17, 18, and 19 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 17, 18, and 19 be part of the bill. Will as many... There's a point of honor, Chairperson.
That's a new clause.
Okay.
That's a new clause. Chairman, that's a new clause. We will come back. We'll come back to that.
Okay, I now put the question that clauses 17, 18, and 19 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 20.
20, okay. I propose the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. Chairperson, move your amendment.
So, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 20 be amended as per the supplementary order paper. And this particular clause number 20 has two areas where we are proposing for digital content monetization to be payable by non-resident persons with no permanent establishment, because with the current provision, it doesn't include non-resident. They're not, so we're now netting even non-residents into this digital content monetization. And then, Honorable Chair, Part C is also changing the time in which rental income tax withholding tax on rental income. The bill proposes that this should be remitted within 24 hours, and we are amending this to change from 24 hours to make it payable within 5 working days. With that, I move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 20 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair of the Finance Committee. Honorable Nyikal.
Chair, can we get a little explanation? If we are including non-resident, how is that actually practically going to be implemented? and collect the taxes from the non-residents.
I'll allow Honorable Badi before I let the chairperson or another person answer that. Yes, Honorable Badi, I'll come to you, Honorable Owino.
My understanding is that the non-resident persons would be taxed when they are in Kenya. I think we need to understand the definition of residency. It does not mean that you have to be permanently resident. There are a number of days in a year that if you stay in Kenya, then you are considered a resident person. So if you have not stayed in Kenya for those number of days, then you are a non-resident, even when you carry out business activities in Kenya. So during that period that you are in Kenya and you are not a resident, then you become taxable. I guess that is what the committee wanted to.
I think, Chairperson, you can say thank you to Honorable Badi because he has eloquently explained it on your behalf. Honorable Chairperson, you wanted to respond?
Thank you, CPA Bandi, for that information, and that is correct. That is the intention of the committee.
Honorable Owino, then we can close. We said 2 people for each amendment.
Chair, I need your guidance. I had an amendment which was not subject to Article 114, Clause 20 on this page 617 of the supplementary order paper. I need your guidance on how to proceed, since you have not called out the same. Thank you.
Yeah, Honorable Owino, if the committee amendment is carried, then it covers what the amendment that you actually wanted to introduce. Is it any different? Okay, just proceed and then we'll get a counter argument. Proceed.
Chair, my amendment is carried into 2. I totally agree with you. The second part about the days of remittance, I would withdraw my amendment because I had proposed 3 days, I proposed 5 working days. But in the first section, Honorable Speaker, 3AA, I just want to make an amendment as provided in the order paper, supplementary order paper, and the basic is just to tighten it up, to say that whoever is appointed to collect rent must be a professional registered with the relevant professional organization, so that in the event of anything other than any fines being imposed, there's also professional fiduciary duty to remit the amount. That's all that I'm requesting, and is contained on page 617. So how will they be?
Honorable Chairperson.
So, Honorable Chair, although the amendment as proposed by the Honorable Owino would be a good provision and actually would lead to more collection, but remember you also have the challenge of many landlords who do not necessarily appoint agents. So we have landlords who decide, I do not want an agent for my property, and actually rent becomes payable to them directly. In that case, therefore, this provision actually puts the landlords themselves as the withholding agents. And then secondly, Honorable Chair, this would also really distort the market of agencies, because we have got very many agencies across the country that are mandated to collect rent and are not necessarily members of a particular professional body as proposed. However, this could be done through an amendment to the Parent Act that then, for example, what the roles that are given, for example, to ISPAC or the Law Society of Kenya, that amendment I think would fit more there than amending the finance bill to require that these landlords actually get to appoint professionals. Let them continue using the agents that they use for the collection of their rent. It is within their rights to do so. With that, I thank you, Chair.
Honorable Owino, are you satisfied with the explanation from the Chair?
Obviously,
if you are, then you can withdraw your amendment.
Obviously not, Chair. And I want to take the Chair to the specific provision in the original bill. And it reads, a person who receives rental income on behalf of the owner of the premises shall deduct taxes thereof, provided that only a person appointed by the commission in writing. Here we are not talking about the landlord. We are talking about an agent appointed by the commissioner. He's not asking for so much that whoever is appointed must be legally certified to do the job he's appointed to do. Honorable Speaker, the Estate Agent Act Cap 533 is explicitly clear And the courts have regularly held that any person who earns a fuel purports to work, and I can refer to the case referring involving Kenya Railways, is an illegal entity and has no force of law. So in the event where we are a country guided by the rule of law, why do we flout the law simply because for expedient? Here, the chair must understand, is a person appointed. We're not talking about the landlord. It's a person now where in the event, the commissioner feels probably the landlord will not remit the rent in good time, appoints an agent. How do you appoint an agent? Thank you, Honorable Chair. But the matter belongs to the House now to decide.
The Honorable Member Kangombe.
Madam Speaker, this is a very emotive issue of landlords. And actually, you know, there's been a lot of misinformation and disinformation, and some of it has been deliberate so that we vilify this bill. I feel that the sentiments of the people out there, they feel that they're being coerced to appoint agents, and that is not the point of the committee. The committee is saying that if you choose to have an agent collecting your rent on your behalf, then they remit the tax at that point. But also, Madam Chair, we cannot force these people to belong to a certain body, because as it is, there is a desired position where they will be members of a certain body. But the actual fact on the ground is that they are not. There is no group or body that embodies them together. So I think it will be in very bad faith to institute such amendments to this bill, because we'll be sinking these people to a situation where we will lose jobs that people already have. So I would support that we go with the amendment as proposed by the chair of the committee. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I see the budget chair, Honorable Dindi Nyoro.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I think there is a confusion on this issue in regards to rent agent and a tax agent. And listening to Honorable Oudo, I think his amendment is already taken care of, because consequently, by all definitions, a landlord would be a legal person who is liable to collect taxes for the revenue collector, that is KRA. I also want to laud the committee and really support the fact that they have been able to give landlords flexibility from 48 hours to 5 days. Thank you, Madam Chair. I submit.
Honorable Mbadi, are you standing because you want to speak? Okay. Okay, I think I can now propose the question that clause 20 be amended as proposed by Honorable Owino. And then I now put the question. Then we can get to the point of... I now put the question that the clause 20 be amended as proposed by Honorable Owino. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. I now put the question that clause 20 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chairperson of the Finance Committee. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 20 be, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 21.
I propose the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 22.
I propose the question that clause 22 be part of the bill. Mover, member.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 22 be part of the bill as proposed as per the supplementary order paper. Honorable Chair, this particular clause under paragraph 71 wants to exempt from tax income earned by contractors, subcontractors, and employees implementing a project that is financed 100% by a grant. And this is, again, to encourage as Kenya getting grants from other countries. Under paragraph number 72 and 73, this is to provide a tax incentive to attract investors under the special economic zones. Since the enactment of SEZs, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, from 1915, there has been very few companies that are operating in the SEZs. So this particular amendment is to incentivize investments into the special economic zones that have been set in the country and to encourage Kenya absorb more grants from donor countries. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I now propose the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair of the Finance Committee. Can I put the question? Seems there's no contributions. I now put the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair of the Finance Committee. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 22 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 23.
Is it an amendment? Yeah. I propose the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. The mover, Chairperson, Finance.
So, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 23 be as proposed in the supplementary order paper. This particular clause 23 has two sections, Honorable Chair. The first one is to incentivize the area of manufacturing to include the word refining, so that those particular sectors that are dealing in refining of pharmaceuticals within the manufacturing sector get to benefit from this tax incentive. Clause B, Honorable Chair, the bill was proposing that the investment deduction allowances will not apply to businesses that are located in places which are outside Nairobi City and Mombasa County, provided they are not, the nature of their business necessitates them to be in those particular areas. So we are now deleting that to allow any huge investments from any particular part of this country to enjoy this particular tax incentive without discriminating whether they are allowed to be there or not. So that if a company wants to go and invest in Kisii and do processing of bananas because bananas are found there, or because potatoes are found in Molo, then they don't get to lose out on this particular incentive. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I now propose the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair of the Finance Committee. I put the question. You can see that's the mood of the House. I now put the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chair of the Finance Committee. We will as many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 23 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 24.
It's an amendment? It's an amendment, yeah? Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we now move to clause 24, and it's one of those that the Speaker had agreed to give the opportunity to be able to be prosecuted. I now propose the question that clause 24 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
So,
on the point of order, Honorable Badi.
Yeah, but Madam Chair, I agree with you that the Speaker made a ruling that this is one of those clauses that we would admit proposed amendments by members. I'm just wondering, because it is basically there are amendments on the rates. Now, if we carry rate by the chair of the committee, and then there is another rate which is even better, and the House votes, and so which one will we be working with? Sorry. Will we still continue after voting on the rates as proposed by the chair of the committee, we proceed with other members, or once we have voted on the rates by the committee, that now disqualifies all the other rates?
No,
So
I will allow, we will vote on the rates as proposed by the committee, and then I will go to each of the other members who had different proposals. So we'll go one by each of those members and in fact vote on it. So let's allow you, Chairperson, proceed.
So, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 24 be amended as per the supplementary order paper. But however, Honorable Chair, I would like to make a correction, and it's good to have several CPAs around. This error was actually noticed by my senior in the profession, CPA Bandi, that the last bracket of that 35% on all income over Kenya shillings 9 million, that million, I propose that to delete the 9 million to further amend it to 9,600,000. And with that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable Nyikal.
Chair, and an amendment on that.
Oh, why don't let me propose the question, then I'll allow you to debate. Mm-hmm. Honorable Nyikal, I can't hear you. Just put on your mic and then repeat what you said so it can go on record.
In terms of sequencing, mine was to delete the whole paragraph. So if that is then deleted, then the amendments of the chair actually falls. So in terms of sequencing, it would have been probably to take my amendment first. Yeah. Yeah, the current. Yeah.
Honorable Pukose, you have a point of order or point of information?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, if the amendment of the chair passes, then the other amendments, all of them fall. That is the precedence. Yes. You can't amend it twice.
Honorable. Please complete moving your motion. Sorry,
yes,
your amendment.
Honorable Chair, and again, the move I made, I think it's very important that we carry members along because clause 24 has several sections which are quite material. So for part A is where we have proposed a further amendment deleting that 9 million to represent that with 9,600,000. Clause B, Honorable Chair, and this is again the beauty of public participation, that particular clause recommends a very beautiful formula of calculating repatriated income, but has not provided a rate. So we are now providing a rate of 15% for that. And again, the same thing that we did earlier, then we are proposing a rate of 20% for digital content monetization for non-resident. Clause C, Honorable Chair, as proposed in the supplementary order paper, proposes amendments to paragraph 7, seeking to harmonize the rates of tax for sales promotion, marketing, advertising services, and digital content monetization. Clause D, Honorable Chair, as proposed in the amendment, provides for the resident content digital monetization at 5%. And lastly, Part E, Honorable Chair, wants to amend the advance tax that is paid on trucks, pickups, movers, trailers to 2,500 down from the proposed on the bill 3,000. So I think it's important the 5 amendments on clause 5B on the handset. With that, I move, Honorable Chair.
Okay, and so Honorable Nyikal, I will also allow you to move. I will allow Honorable Atandi, I'll also allow Honorable Mbui, and Honorable Waluke, Honorable Amisi, Honorable Alwoch. I think all of them have the rest. But your point of order? Masara. Honorable Masara,
yes,
your point of order?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, now that this particular clause had a lot of contentions, I was suggesting that instead of leaving the chairman to move his amendment first, why don't we go through all other amendments so that in areas where there is concurrence with other members, we agree as a house. Where there is different opinion, we can vote on the same. That is my proposal, because instead of the chair went through so many other avenues and the members have not been given opportunity to participate in the house, let us give them first the opportunity to prosecute their case, then we come and agree as a house. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Masara, those are not the rules. I think let's allow the members to move their amendments. Yeah, because that's not true. That sounds like a logical way of doing it, but unfortunately it's contrary to the standing orders. So what we'll do, let the members move their amendments, but we'll have to vote on each of their amendments. So I think let's proceed, Honorable Nyikal. I think we'll start with you because yours was the biggest chunk.
Chair, mine are the amendments on 3 parts. So I propose that to amend clause 24A by deleting paragraph 24(1), that is the one dealing with the rates. So the import of that, it would actually go back to the act as it is now, so that there would be absolutely no increase in the taxes. The taxes would remain as they are, and the maximum would be 30%. That is the import of my amendment. In paragraph B, that actually now falls. I actually withdrew it because it was based on monetization, which actually had passed. Had that failed, then it would have been necessary to delete that to harmonize. The same goes for C. So in my case, we go by A, which says that we delete that whole one, all those rates, and leave it as it was before. Chair, that is my amendment.
The next is Honorable the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Nyikal. With the question, Honorable Makali. Let Honorable Makali have his chance.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I was also proposing to have the same clause 24, part 7, paragraph 7. I'd propose we delete M, and then B to delete Roman 10. The thinking behind this, Honorable Chair, was the issue of taxing digital content creators. While I have no problem with the taxation of those who are from outside this country, or the foreigners, Honorable Chair, my proposal was that for the locals, who are Kenyans, and where the Chair is proposing that we tax them at 5%, my proposal was actually to have no tax for this category of Kenyans. The thinking behind this, Honorable Chair, was basically what I was saying earlier, that this particular sector has created a lot of jobs for our young people. And my thinking is, this is the time to encourage them so that we build a critical mass, and maybe into the future, then we can tax them and collect a lot of money. That was my thinking, Honorable Chair.
So that was my proposed amendment. Thank you.
Yes, the Honorable Chairperson. Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. And just to give additional information, the proposed withholding tax on digital coin monetization as per the bill was proposed at 15%. The committee actually reduced that from 15% to 5%. And why 5%? All professional fees, whether it is management fee, legal fees, accounting fees, all of them are charged at a withholding tax of 5%. However, there is nothing that stops these digital content creators from paying tax as per the Income Tax Act. Because at the end of the year, when they are filing their returns, they just need to declare the amount of money that was withheld as withholding tax, and that becomes allowable because it's now treated as an advance tax. So it's 5% because to get in line with all management fees, and it's like a prepayment so that at the end of the year, they can just calculate their income tax as per the tax bands, as per the Income Tax Act.
Yes, Honorable Member of the Honorable Didi Nyoro, Chairperson Budget.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. And mine is more procedural. Since the Honorable Chair, we have several amendments on the clause. My proposal would be that we hear all the other amendments as we are doing, but then when we get to voting, when we start with the Chair's amendments and we vote for them, then there is no consequence in actually continuing to vote for the rest, Honorable Chair. Because then automatically the rest falls and we uphold the Chair's amendments.
Honorable members, I think let's proceed with allowing other members to move their proposed amendments. But when it comes to voting, we'll go to each of them. Yes, we'll see what the consequences are when we vote the first time. Okay, I think we have Honorable Mbadi, before we can put the questions, Honorable Kinyikals.
Madam Chair, I'm a bit disturbed with the reasoning by the chair of the Finance Committee when it tells us that we should just leave the withholding tax on digital content monetization. And actually, are you proposing even to make it at 20%? And then you are telling us that at the end of the year, then they will file returns and maybe refund it. Why would we owe them money? Why do you want to keep someone's money for the whole year? These are strugglers. These are the hustlers. Imagine. These are the real hustlers, not the ones you are pretending to be hustlers. These chair are the real hustlers. These people who are involved in digital content. So don't keep their money. My view is we must lower this withholding tax to 5%. Yes. But where is that in the bill? I'm not seeing. Yeah, what I'm seeing here is totally different. Maybe Chair should...
Let me give the Chair a chance to respond to that before I let Honorable Owino speak.
So, Honorable Chair, for starters, what is proposed in the bill is withholding tax of 15%. After listening to these digital content creators, they actually said, why are you charging us 15% like we are not like the other professionals, like lawyers, accountants, all these management fees, the withholding tax to them is 5%. So we have made them at par at 5%. However, and I want to explain now the bit about now when it comes to the end of the year. For example, you might have earned an income through digital content monetization that is below the taxable threshold of 24,000 as per the income tax. So that allows you, if you want, again, it's optional. If you want, at the end of the year, when you're filing your returns, and if you declare that I actually earned this amount of money in the course of the year, and 5% withholding tax was withheld from me as this particular income, then that particular income will be subject, plus any other incomes that you get, will be subject to income tax as per the Income Tax Act and as per those particular tax bands. The same thing that applies to management fees. If a doctor goes and is paid consultancy fees, then, and that money is withheld, they're allowed to sort of claim that at the end of the year as an advance tax and apply the tax bracket, the tax bands as per the Income Tax Act. I think that, I think now we are together as CPA Bandi. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable Badi is, has now considered on that one. Honorable Owino.
Chair, I think there's a bit more confusion, and probably the confusion could arise from the way the supplementary order paper is presented, or for those of us who have not adequate background in accounting. When you go to page 592, on R, in case of digital content monetization, 20% of the gross amount, and then again you go to the next page, we are getting from 15% to 5%. It needs to be very clear. Not everybody, not all Kenyans will have this. Not even the journalists who will report tomorrow will be able to distinguish what's exactly being talked about here. Probably the chair needs to be very clear. When does the 20% applied? When is the 5% applied? Because you remember in clause 2, we raised that concern that this is an nascent industry, should have left it to flourish before we punish it heavily as we are proposing to punish. But let me just clarify, the 20% and the 5% for purposes of those who are not here and who do not understand.
Honorable Chair, do you want me to give two people, then you can respond once? Okay.
Honorable Chair, if an Honorable Odo, through the Honorable Chair, if you take page 593 of the order paper, that clause D, and I read verbatim, in subparagraph 7, in the proposed paragraph M, by deleting the word 15 and substituting, therefore, the word 5. So we are substituting 15% with 5%. The consequence of that is that the withholding tax that's going to be held to digital content monetization is therefore going to be 5% and not 15% as per the supplementary order paper.
Thank you, Chairperson. I think Honorable Robert Basil, I've seen you. Let me just give Mudhoni wa Mshomba, member for Githunguri, and then I come to you.
Thank you, Chair. I want to put more weight on this confusion that has been created between the 5 and the 15% on the two different pages as cited by Honorable Oudo. While I put more weight on that confusion, which I think needs to be clarified, Honorable Chair, I honestly feel that the people who are heavily involved in digital monetization are the young people. And these are people, most of them who play within the age of below 35 years. This is the AGPO group, the group that we call affirmative group, the AGPO. So dealing with this category of Kenyans as any other body of professionals and charging them or imposing on them the 15% down to 5%, I still feel we are not being very fair to this category of digital monetizers. And therefore, I still feel that this bill needs to be probably maybe relooked at more, if possible, so that we can take care of this asset industry, the growing category of industry. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Robert Basil, member for Yatta. I'll come to you.
Thank you, Chair. I'm actually looking at the individual rate taxes. The one on the first rate of 288,000 and the next of 100,000, if you sum them together, comes to 35%. Now, if you go down, the one earning 9.6, you are taxing 35%. So I find to be a bit is ironical, and I would appreciate clarity from the chair, because why would you overburden the middle income, the upcoming one? Those who are earning a lot of money, we peg it at that 5%. So it doesn't make sense at all. So it would be appreciated if the chair could actually explain. My proposal on the same, if we could make the one earning 288 to about 5%, the next 100 to around another 5%. So the two could come to 10%, and that would make more sense and will support upcoming middle income. Thank you.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, on this one, I'd like to just go on record that this is one of those clauses that has been extensively prosecuted, not only in the committee, but also with practitioners in this industry. Madam Speaker, cohort upon cohort of digital content creators have been engaged on this matter, and if there is one thing that each and every one of them agreed to, is that there is reasonable purpose for them to be equalized just like any other profession. In fact, their biggest argument was that it should be reduced from the 15% that had been initially proposed to what is now appearing on the clause as 5%, and anyone who feels that they had paid beyond what they want after their declaration at the end of the year, they can actually reclaim. So in essence, the withholding digital tax on content creators is actually the 5% that we see on the clause, and that should be the informing principle to this debate. And Madam Chair, I support.
Okay. No, now we want to put the question on Honorable Nyikal's, so that we can move to the next move of the amendment. We all agree that we do just three people on every amendment. You'll have an... Yes, it's the same one as Honorable Mbui has. So you'll have a chance to respond, to contribute to it. Yes. He has, the chair has explained. Honorable members thought we can make progress. There is still amendments on this same clause coming up. There's 3 more members. Proceed, Honorable Bade.
You know, Chair, for this House to make informed decision, especially on this matter of income tax bans, we need to be very clear on what we are doing. What the chair of the committee is proposing, honorable members, is that the first 24,000 shillings per month, let us not go with the annual figures, should be taxed at 10%. Then that is the way it is even today. The next 8,333 should be taxed at 25%. And that is the way it is today. Now, the changes come from the 30% bracket. All the amounts above 32,333 right now is taxed at 30%, whether you're earning 10 million. Now, today, what we are being told is that the next 467,666 per month should be taxed at 30%. If you add those 3 figures, they come to 500,000. Now, the next 300,000 should be taxed at 32.5, meaning up to 800,000. Anything beyond 800,000, honorable members, will be taxed at 35%. That is the proposal by the chair. Now, other colleagues are proposing even better rates. So we better decide whether we are going with these better rates. Like the one for Kaluma, will only allow taxation of 35% for those who are earning over 1.2 million per month. So I was saying that because she said we can debate all these amendments together. We are on the same amendments, Leader of Majority. You know, you look so tired today. What's happening? I mean,
okay,
I think we need to allow the Leader of Majority to go and have something.
Thank you, Honorable Badi. I think we can now put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by Honorable Nyikal. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The ayes. Oh, sorry, Chair. Okay. No, we've not gone to Chair. Apologies. I said Honorable Nikal instead of Honorable Chairperson. Yes, so the slip of the tongue. Okay, let me now put the question again. Chair. Yes, what's your point of order, Leader of Majority?
Chair, thank you, Honorable.
Your point of order, Leader of Majority?
Honorable Chair, if you
Order, members, let's listen to the point of order.
Chair.
Members, I think what wasn't clear is that we were voting on Honorable...
Chair, that is what I want to point out with all due respect, that it is important, Chair, as you propose, you inform the House on which particular amendment members are voting for. Number two, Honorable Chair, if you can protect me from the heckling by Honorable Mwago, the
Honorable members, please.
You know, the member
Let
for
us all
Starehe is
give
too
each other
excited to heckle. And by the way, Honorable Chair, we have no problem with going for division at all. It's only procedure, Honorable Chair.
Yes.
And I know many members are tired, including the chair.
So if it didn't get clear, I'm not tired.
Because it was not clear, I was going to propose, if you
I
find
repeat
it order,
again.
you repeat the vote again.
Honorable members, we can repeat it because the members did not hear. Okay. Okay.
Just say that there's more than 25 of them and we'll go for division.
Yeah, okay. We have enough numbers to call for a division.
Ring the bell, ring the bell.
Ring the bell for 5 minutes. You ring the bell for 5 minutes and close the...
The House has called for division on clause number 24, another clause that has divided the House in regards to the proposals in this particular clause. This clause number 24 is again about the digitization content and monetization of the same, whereby the committee is proposing that the withholding tax on digital content be now at 5% instead of 15%, as has earlier been proposed by the committee. The deliberations in the House this evening is whether members should consider amendments proposed by other members, such as Honorable Member for Homa Bay Town, Honorable Peter Kaluma, that is proposing a taxation of 35% of earnings above 1.5 million shillings. The committee has yet again made amendments this evening that the maximum be now at 9,600,000 shillings at 35% instead of 9 million shillings. There appears to be some sort of high level of engagements in the chamber. The chair, Honorable Gladys Boss, is addressing members. Allow us to cross live to the chamber. The speaker has directed that the bus be drawn ready for members of the National Assembly to vote on this particular amendment as proposed by the Finance Committee.
Honorable members, take your seats. Take your seats. Can the respective whips get their members to the seats? Get your members on the seat. Honorable Mbadi, get your members to take their seats. Honorable Wandai, Sergeant at Arms who's talking to Wandai, the Sergeant at Arms is also in disorder. You're engaging with members instead of, yes, that is true, and that is why we are having a division. That's how we are going to vote. I didn't call for the final question. Let's proceed. We did not. Okay, honorable members, take your seats. We didn't even get to the final vote. Yes. Let us proceed. Can we have two people from each side? They're here. Okay, the tellers are already here. Let us proceed. Call the names. Proceed.
24, the amendment as proposed by Honorable Mikal.
But you can't debate in the middle of the division.
No, they already sat down. The division is over. The division is over.
Chepkonga Kiprono Samuel.
Which is the question part? You need to tell members on what they are voting. Yes.
Honorable members, let me put the question again. I now put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by Honorable Nyikal.
Chepkongo Kiprono Samuel.
No.
Langat Benjamin.
No.
Keitani Marian.
No.
Atandi Samuel. Owino John.
Honorable members, every individual has to vote individually. Every honorable member must vote individually. Honorable member, I will actually put. They have. The bell has been rung. The bell was rung. Honorable Zamzam, I will hold you out of order and withdraw you from the house. Be seated and let us proceed. Honorable Zamzam, you're out of order. Let us proceed with the voting. And each person, we cannot chorus the voting. Each person must announce itself. Okay. Okay,
Gladys. However much they misbehave.
I will start again.
Yes.
I'll start again. Chepkonga Kiprono.
No. That is cross misconduct.
Just name a few and throw them out. Give the microphone. Get the microphone.
Proceed. Honorable members, let us begin again. Okay, I now put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by Honorable Nyikal. So now let us proceed. Start with the first one. And each person will vote for themselves.
Chepkonga Kiprono. No. Benjamin Langat. No. Keitan Marian. No. Atandi Samuel.
No. Where is Atandi? Where is Atandi? Where is Atandi?
If it's a chorus, then it will be a spoiled vote. So let us allow the person to vote themselves. Proceed. Call again.
Atandi is there.
Yes. Atandi Samuel.
Yes.
Owino John Walter.
No. He's absent. Owino John Walter is absent. He's absent.
Are you gone?
No, he's not in there. He's in the...
Honorable members, that's out of order because John Owino Walter is not in the country. So you cannot vote on his behalf. So let us proceed.
John Owino is absent. Just absent.
Mrembo Irene Juki.
Irene Juki has voted no.
Okay, could the sergeant at arms get more mics and you take them to the person when their name is called?
I have said no.
No. Shuria Abdi is absent.
Shurie Abdi Omar.
Absent.
Sergon Florence Jamatia.
Sergon Florence.
Where is he?
Absent.
Absent.
Kandie Joshua.
Kandie Joshua is there.
Kandie Joshua. No.
I vote no.
Kipkoros Joseph.
Kipkoros Joseph is there.
Mike.
Is here.
Who is you?
No.
Kamuren Charles.
Yes.
Kamuren Charles is there. Kamuren Charles is there. Give him the mic.
Kamuren Charles.
No, I'm saying Cameron Charles, no. Don't say something that I have not said.
Koesh Nelson.
Koesh
Nelson.
Give him the mic.
I vote no.
Momanyi Innocent Obiri.
Absent.
Barongo Nolfason Obadia.
Absent. Absent. Oh, Barongo is there.
Barongo no.
Give him the mic. Yes. Amesema na vote yes. Yes, amesema yes.
Yes.
Alpha Miruka.
Alpha Miruka absent.
Kilel Richard. No, Lynette Chepkorir.
I vote no.
Kilel Richard Cheruyot.
I vote no.
Yegon Richard.
I vote no.
Mamwacha Onchoke Charles.
No.
Ogola Gideon Ochanda.
No.
Osero Patrick Kibagendi.
Absent.
Wanjala Rafael.
Yes.
Wamboka Nelson Jack.
Madam Chair, look at what is happening here. I'm being harassed by the Honorable Didymus Baraza. You need to protect me, Madam Chair. Yes.
Wambilianga Catherine.
No.
Yakub Ado.
Absent.
Komingoi Kibet Kirui. Omanyo Catherine.
Absent.
Mwale Nicholas Tindi.
Absent. Tindi Amanda.
Oyula Joseph.
Oyula absent.
Mwiridhania Rindikiri. Kirima Moses.
Absent.
Chimbwa Omar Mwinyi.
Yes.
Koech Victor Kimngetich. Baraza Patrick Simiu.
No, absent.
Diego Paul Kibichi, Ntwiga Patrick Munene,
No, I vote no.
Mahalim Farah, Elachi Beatrice,
Ukifika hapa, angalia member mwenye ataitwa akisimama.
Waweru John Kiaria, Sirma Musa, Welie Adan, Welie Adan, Caroline Jepto, Nyelechei. No. Gadhiru Mejadong, Ongili Babu Owino,
I vote yes.
Gakuya James Mwangi, Mawathe Julius,
I vote yes.
Mwenje Mark Muridhi,
I vote yes.
Daboen Pamela Njoki,
I vote no.
Lelmengit Kipto Kosgei,
That's gender violence.
Omboko Milemba,
Ombogo. Absent, Amanda.
Kipiegon Johanna Ngeno, Ukose Robert,
No.
Yakub Farah,
I vote no.
Oundo Wilberforce Ojambo,
I vote yes.
Iribae Said Buya,
Sema tu.
I vote yes.
Tungule Sharo Kenneth, Siad Amina Udgon, Baro Deko Mohamed, Guyo Ali Wario,
Absent.
Muriu Wakili Edward,
Sema tu.
Yeah.
Na si ulikuwa naongea ile maneno ingine kwa ati-
I vote no.
Kururia Elijah Njoroge,
I vote no.
Kagombe Gabriel Gaduka,
I vote no.
Odhiambo Elisha,
No.
Gethenji Robert Gishimo, Wanjira Martha Wangare, Wamushomba Gadhoni,
I vote no.
Gimose Shaus, Osogo Bensuda, Kaluma George, Karidho Kiili,
Yes.
Karidho Kiili Daniel, Manaiba Julius Taitimu, Murigi John Paul, Abdi Ali, Shinali Banat, Bonaya Mumina Golo, Lomwa Joseph Samal,
Mheshimiwa.
Tubi Bidu Mohammed, Badibadi Twalib, Ndongo George Koimburi, Ndongo George Koimburi, Wamashukuru James,
Wamashukuru amesema no.
Obara Eve Akinyi,
Tumesema tumepata. Amefutika yes.
Kalasinga Joseph,
I vote yes.
I vote yes. Obara Eve. Asante.
Titus Lote, Kimilu Joshua Kivinda.
You've not taken my vote. I vote no.
Kimilu Joshua Kivinda.
I vote yes.
Sankaire Lea Sopiato.
I vote no.
Kanchore Elijah. Amisi Kakuta Maimai.
I vote yes.
Nguro Onesmas.
No.
Sakimba Parachina. Risa Sunkuya George. Mwanda LC. Katana Paul Kaindi.
I vote yes.
Hassan Abdi Yusuf. Juguna Shege. Makali John Okwisia. Kiungu Peter Irongo. Muli Fabian. Shumel Samuel Moroto. Sudi Oscar. Okwome Andrew.
Okwome we can hear you.
Karauri Ronald.
No.
I vote no.
Were Shaus Ongondo.
I vote yes.
Mbui Robert. Korir Adams,
I vote no.
Kipkoech Gideon, Kemei Beatrice, RUTO Julius Kipleting, Wangaya Christopher Seka, Wanjiko John Njuguna,
I vote no.
Waithaka John,
I vote no.
Muratha Ann Wanjiko,
I vote no.
Orero Peter Ochieng, Mbalu Jessica, Mutuse Ekomas, Wainaina Anthony Njoroge, Munyoro Joseph Kamau, Nyoro Samson Dindi, Ishungwa Anthony, Sunkuli Julius, Mwanyanje Gertrude Beyu,
Oh, yes.
Mwanyanje Gertrude Mbeyu, Baya.
I vote yes to clause 24. Thank you.
Baya Owen, Kitty Richard Ken Chonga, Zambia Thaddeus,
Yes.
Mutua Didmas Wekesa,
I vote no.
Bisau Morris Kakai,
Yes.
Rai Samuel Gonzi,
I vote no.
Kwenya Dhuku, Moya Wanjiko, Cherorot Joseph Kimutai,
I vote no.
Kosgei Hilary Kiplangat, Maina Jane Jerry, Maina Jane Jerry.
I vote no.
Not you. It is Maina Jane Jerry.
Maina Jane Jerry.
No, she has voted no. This one also a different person.
I vote no. And I'm Maina Jenjeri.
The other one is Mary Maindi.
Gitari Joseph Gashoki,
No.
Bedzimba Rashid Juma,
I vote yes.
Aburi Donya Doris,
Where are our machines not working, Madam Chair? Somebody should be fired. We keep the sergeant at arms running up and down. We vote electronically. We are tired. And members, you don't want to defend your welfare. I vote yes.
Ruth Adhiambo Odinga,
If you are tired, go and sleep.
Ruth Adhiambo Odinga,
I I vote yes.
Oron Joshua Odongo.
I vote yes.
Ahmed Shakil Ahmed Shabir. Buyu Rosa Akinyi. Kasalu Irene Mudhoni. Mulu Makali Benson.
I vote yes.
Mulu Makali Benson. Mbai Nimrod Mbizuka.
I vote no.
Mboni Rashid Mwalika.
You can't have a point of order in between. Between voting. Just ignore it. It's rigging.
Mboni David Mwalika.
Absent.
Nyamai Resho Kaki.
No.
Nyenze Edith. Mokaya Nyakundi. Kibagendi Anthony. Gisairo Cliff Ombane. Yegon Brighton. Kiprono Mutahi Alfred.
I vote no.
No.
Tului Joseph Kipkosgei.
Enjoy your mic hapo.
No. No.
Kamero Maisori Kietayama. Robbie Mathias Nyamabe.
I vote yes. Oh, I vote no. Robbie Mathias, I vote no. I repeat no.
Robbie.
I vote no. Say I vote no. I repeat no.
Masito Fatuma Amisi. Masito Fatuma Amisi.
Na ameongoja kupata micro.
Masito is not there.
Fatuma Amisi hayuko. Absent.
Wanyonyi Ferdinand.
No.
Abdirahman Mohamed Abdi. Hayuko.
Herman is not absent.
Mohamed Abdikadir Hussein.
No.
Kagiri Jane Wangeshi.
No.
Kionjori Festus Mwangi.
Vote no.
I vote no. Korere Sara Paulata.
Absent.
Karani Stephen Washira.
No.
Lekuton Joseph. Marubu Monica Mudhoni. Obo Ruweida Mohammed. Moirori Mudhama Stanley. Kothe Felix Odiwor. Kaangara Joseph Mboro.
I vote no.
Mboko Mishi Juma.
I vote yes.
Mugabe Innocent.
I vote yes.
Chege John Kirago.
I vote no.
Akuja Prota Sevesit.
I vote no.
Oyugi Dick Maungu. The other one. Nabii Nabwera. Kiforomondo Mangale. Mukwana Titus. Mbiuki Jafet Kareke.
Absent.
Kamene Joyce.
I vote yes.
Mule Caleb Mutiso. Kombe Harrison Garama.
The word is yes.
Omwera George Aladwa.
I vote yes.
Kiamba Susan Ndonye Runge. Mumo Rose Museo. Injendi Moses Malulu. Mnyazi Amina Laura.
Yes.
Abdullahi Bashir Sheikh. Sheikh Humel Ker Kasim. Abdurrahman Asenwetan Mohammed. Haro Abdul Ibrahim.
It's a no.
Yusuf Hadan Haji. Mukunji John Gitonga. Bowen David Kangogo.
I vote no.
Joroge Mary Wamaua. Toroitich Timothy Kipchumba. Wako Naomi Jilo. Walio Joshua Mbithi Mutua. Odanga Geoffrey Makoa. Oluoch Anthony Tom.
I vote yes.
Gishuki Edwin Mugo.
I vote no.
Kahugu Eric Mwangi. Tandaza Kasim Sawa.
No. Amesema no.
Na Bulindo Peter Oscar. Mule Stephen Mutinda. Kingola Patrick Makau. Ruku Geoffrey. Nabat Bernard Morioki.
I vote no.
Nzioka Erastus Kivazu.
I vote yes.
Kailemia Elizabeth Karambu. Mohamed Fatuma Zainabu. Kipngor Ruben Kiborek. Barto Filia Jebkemoy.
I vote no.
Imani Francis Kuria. Chimba Zamzam Mohamed.
Mheshimiwa Spika, wakati mwingine watu wakijifunga unakubali. Lakini kama mama Mombasa napiga yes.
Kirwa Abraham Kipsang. Jaldesa Guyo wako. Bader Salim Faisal. Kesebe Fred Kapondi.
No.
Oyo James Onyango.
Yes.
Gishoi Kagushia.
I vote no.
Salasia Peter Kalerwa. Naika Johnson. Maina Bettingeri.
I am here. I'm voting yes. Naika Johnson.
Maina Bettingeri. Mashele Mohamed Saud. Musau Vincent Musioka.
Correct.
I vote no.
Shake Peter Mbogo.
I vote no. Peter. Michelle?
Mashele Mohamed Sud.
Yes.
Shake Peter Mbogo. Maingi Mary. Molyongi Gideon Mutemi.
I vote yes.
Nguna Charles Ngusia.
Absent.
Nzengu Paul Musimi.
I vote yes.
Pasari Sesta Mudhoni.
I vote no.
Nguna Charles Ngusia.
Absent.
Kiara Jane Wanjiro.
Napiga la.
Mugia Cynthia Jebkoskei.
Absent.
Kitur Bernard Kibor.
Bernard Kitur, I vote no.
Tonkei Rebecca.
I vote no.
I vote no.
Pareyo Agnes.
I vote no.
Pareyo Agnes. Tongoyo Gabriel. Wangwe Emmanuel. Gachagua George N. Owino Martins.
Owino World Chief votes yes.
George Masharia Karaoke. Chepkon Charity. Guyo Ave Wario. Abdul Rahim Daud.
I vote no.
Nyamoko Joash.
I vote no.
Owor Juma Joshua Aduma.
Amesema yes.
Mohamed Ali. Mongina Jerusha. Gitau Faith Wairimo. Odoyo Okelo Jared.
Jared Okelo here, and I vote yes.
Janda Zahir. Manduku Daniel Ogwoka. Odege Tom Mboya. Washira Rahab Mukami.
Odege Tom Mboya, yes.
Washira Rahab Mukami. Madenge Duncan Maina.
I vote no.
Mushira Michael Mwangi.
No.
Kiarao David Njuguna. Wainaina Michael Wambogo. Kosing David Losiako.
No. I vote yes.
Mupe Anthony Kenga. Gogo Lilian.
Gogo Lilian. Dio Baba.
Amolo Paul Otiende.
On this division caused by the inattention of our counterparts, I vote yes.
Shebor Paul Kibet. Paul Abor.
I vote no.
Mwafrika Augustine. Francis Kajwang.
Absent.
Kingara Simon Nganga. Karemba Eric Mushangi.
No.
Logova Sloya Clement. Luyai Caleb Amisi.
I vote yes.
Raso Dido Ali. Lenguris Pauline. Lento Johnny Jackson Lekumontare. Yes. Letipila Dominic Eli. Lesuda Josephine Isula. Nikal James Wambura. Ikana Frederick Lusuli. Odor Christine Ombaka. Kemei Justice Kipsang. Lochakapong Peter.
No.
John Waluke.
I vote no and no.
Sigei Francis Kipiegon. Dr. Shadrach Muiti. Onyego Silvana Sosoro. Kiplagat David.
I vote no.
Maina Mwago Emos.
On behalf of the suffering majority, I vote yes.
Odhiambo Mili. Omondi Karoli. Gashobe Samuel.
I vote no.
Mohammed Junet. Masara Peter Francis.
I vote yes.
Mizigi Lydia Aika. Abdullahi Amina Dika. Bare Hussein Abdi.
Arbach. No. Yes. Arbach.
Buire John Okano. Oku Edward Kaunya.
Absent.
Otusho Mere Emase.
I vote no.
Mwangi Geoffrey Wandeto. Murugara George Gitonga.
I vote no.
Nduyo Susan Ngoge. Nganga Alice Wamboi. Kasait William Kamket. Aburi Lawrence Mpuru. Mutunga John Kanyuithia. Kipbiwot Julius Meli. Shikati John Murumba. Sioi Lilian Chebet.
I vote no.
Sitienei Janet.
I vote no.
Ngitit Cecilia Asinyen. Emade Joseph Namwar.
No.
Nkolong Nicholas. Nabuin Paul Ekuom.
Absent.
Namoit John Ariko. Daniel Nanoko Puyo.
No.
Boss Gladys Jeb Kosgei. Ochieng David Ouma. Wandai James Opio. Nyamita Makogola.
I vote no.
Kagesi Kivai Hannes Togesi. Adagala Beatrice Kahai. Abdi Kamis Shome.
I vote yes.
Jeho Fatuma Abdi. Mohammed Aden Daudi. Sane Ibrahim Abdi.
I vote no.
Ado Mohammed Aden. Farah Yusuf Mohammed. Wanyonyi Martin Pepela. Sitati Daniel Wanyama.
Vote no.
Mogaka Stephen. Kasiwai Rael Chepkemoi.
I vote no.
Wetangula Timothy.
I vote yes.
Mwakuona Danson Mwashako. Basil Robert Ngui.
I vote yes.
Basil Robert Ngui.
I vote yes.
Ali Abdisirat Khalif. Chege Sabina Wanjiro. Dena Joseph Amisi.
I vote no.
Aaron Suleka Ulbale. Ikiara Dorothy Mudhoni. Iraya Joseph Wainaina.
I vote no.
Kosgei Jackson Kipkemoi. Mayaka Irene Nyakerario. Mohamed Umulker Arun. Mwangi Teresia Wanjiro.
I vote no.
John Badi.
Yes.
Talib Abubakar Hamed.
Alipewa na waipa. Sasa anatuziwa kwa bei na waipa huko na kodimu na mshukuru.
Amekuwa nominated na chama gani?
Waipa. Sini yule mnyang'anyi wa sasa anasema Mombasa.
Well, tallying on the voting for clause 24 is currently underway. The members just finished taking their votes on this particular clause, specifically on the amendments that had been proposed, or on the amendments that have been proposed by Honorable Member James Nyikal on clause 24A. A number of issues there have been highlighted, and members have been given an opportunity to vote on those amendments. Remember, clause 24 is one that has seen or has attracted a number of amendments from the members of the National Assembly. Clause that is touching on a number of issues, especially on the taxations, the income tax bans, the 5% withholding tax on digital content monetization, that the chair, Honorable Kuria Kimani, has expounded or clarified that it will not be 15%, but has so far been, or rather, but rather has been so far amended by the committee to 5%. Issues also coming up on the tax bans, where members raised a concern on the 30%, with a number of them indicating that the 35% should be over for the over 1 million earners. But there are still many other amendments that members have expressed amendments on, or rather there's a number of proposals that members have expressed to give in the amendments. Honorable Atandi is among the members who earlier on, the chair, Honorable Gladys Boss, had called out their names. There is Honorable Mbui, Honorable Waluke, Honorable Olwoch, who earlier on had indicated that they would be having amendments on this bill. Of course, depending on what part of this particular bill. But currently, the tallying on this vote is on the amendment that has been proposed by the Honorable Member James Nyikal. On the tax rates, the member had indicated that the committee, or rather the proposal, we go back to the act as that has not proposed any increase, or rather that the tax remains at 30%, and that there should be no increase. That is part of the amendments that the honourable member had indicated on that particular clause. But bear in mind that this clause has up to paragraph, there is articles, clause A, article A, there is B, there is C, there is D, and there is E, where members will be fronting their different amendments with regards to what part of this clause they want amended. For instance, we could look at clause 24A that proposes the deletion of subparagraph 1 and substituting thereof the following new subparagraph, that by deleting paragraph 1 and substituting therefore the new following paragraph, that the individual rates of tax shall be from 288,000 10%, from 100,000 25%, from 5 million 612 be 30%, and from 3,600 from 3,632,500. But this evening we got yet another amendment from the chair that has introduced the taxation at 35% to be from 9,600,000 on all income over 9,600 to be taxed at 35%. So there are a number of amendments on each of these paragraphs, or on each of these articles in clause 24, and members will have time. Remember, this is one of the clauses that the speaker earlier on had indicated that members could have, or rather could have proposals being given out. Clause 24 was one of those clauses, and this is what is currently going on, proposals or amendments being given out by members. And the House will be voting on each member's amendments. Remember, the bill has the amendments or the proposals by the committee, and whether the amendments by the committee will override the amendments by the individual members is yet to be seen, but they will all be given a chance to be voted on, just as we have seen on the amendment by Honorable James Nicol. So if you're just joining us, is that the tallying on the voting for clause 24 as proposed by James Nicol, Honorable Member James Nicol, is underway. And once the tallying is completed, then the chair will read out the voting outcome. But what is happening is that members have been considering the clauses in this bill from clause number 2 all the way to clause number 24 now. Just to take you back, is that clause number 2 is one of the clauses that saw the House go into division and voted through a roll call with the those or rather with those who voted yes getting a total number of 189, and those who were opposing getting or rather those who were opposing getting 189, and those who were for it getting a total number of 87, and had 3 absentions. Then we also had clause 10, which also saw the House go into division, and the votes outcome was that those who voted yes were 194, and those who voted no were 79. And clause 24 is yet another clause that has seen the members go into division, and that is just part of the amendments that have been proposed by the members. Of course, once we are done with this tallying, we will be seeing a number of amendments that will be fronted by various members. And at the end of it all, the members will be getting to vote on the amendments that have been proposed by the members. Remember, this is the Committee of the Whole House, a division on clause 24 of the Finance Bill. Remember, this is a bill that highlights how the government will be raising its funds or its finance, or rather how it will be financing its budget. As just the other day that the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury, National Treasury and Economic Planning presented the budget highlights and how the budget will be financed. There are a number of tax measures that have been proposed in this finance bill. And this evening is that the day on considering, or rather basically the sitting is where members are considering each and every clause of the bill, trying to pick out on what they think should be amended or what they think should be considered in one way or the other. And if there are proposals or amendments that are agreed upon, then members will vote in favor of, and those who may not be agreeing on, they will be opposing. And that is what has been happening from around 5 this evening, where the Committee of the Whole House began its sitting. And you remember earlier on is that the majority leader, Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, asked for extension of sitting time just to give time to this particular session or particular exercise to enable members have enough time to ventilate on the contents of the bill and ensure that the legislative process goes on without any hitches. As you can see, the chair, Gladys Boss, is on the speaker. Allow me to hand you over and let's listen in to what she is saying.
Honorable Nyikal, the division result of voting is the nays 183 and the ayes 79. Therefore, the nays have it. I now put the question that clause 24 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
We are still on the 24, eh?
Honorable Mbui, I think you can move your amendment, but if you can avoid paragraph 1, because that has already fallen under Honorable Nyikal's amendment. Oh, sorry. Please open the doors. Yeah. Yeah. Honorable Mbui, you may proceed.
Thank you, Chair. My proposals were, I think, 4 of them. First one was deleting subparagraph 1, which is the one that you've alluded to of the pay-as-you-earn tax rates. The second one, B, by deleting paragraph 8, which is on the advance tax, Madam Speaker, for vans, pickups, trucks, prime movers, the one that proposes to increase the advance tax to 3,000 per ton of load capacity. The other proposal I had, Madam Speaker, was to delete subparagraph 9, which also proposes an advance tax for saloons, station wagons, minibuses, buses, coaches to 100 shillings per passenger capacity. And the last one, B, by deleting subparagraph 10, which is the one that proposes to change the turnover tax from 1% to 3%, Madam Speaker.
Leader of minority.
What way?
Do I proceed? Madam Speaker, I want to add my voice to this amendment proposal. Madam Speaker, the reason why I support this amendment by the Honorable Robert Mbui is that if we fail to delete this clause and remove these taxes, we shall have succeeded as a House in actually condemning those young entrepreneurs who have chosen to invest in commercial vehicles, Madam Speaker, by actually having them punished for choosing to be risk takers and investing their hard-earned cash in commercial vehicles, Madam Speaker. And I therefore want to urge my colleague members that the only recourse we have to right this wrong is by supporting Honorable Robert Mbui's proposed amendments. Because otherwise, this whole thing will make a joke of our commitment as a country to support small businesses, upcoming businesses, entrepreneurs, risk takers, people who, when actually supported, would actually contribute immensely to the economic development of this country and indeed create numerous employment opportunities for our youth who are wallowing in unemployment that has now reached alarming proportions. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I'm trying to see if there's someone else who hasn't contributed. Yes, your point of order, Honorable Junet.
No, Chair, this taxation measure is going to be very punitive. You know, it is being increased double, from 1,500 to 3,000 at once. And the matatu from 60 shillings to 100 shillings per passenger per matatu. Madam Chair, I think this one we should agree on both sides that this is not good. This is going to kill many small businesses, especially in the matatu sector, and the turnover tax also from 1% to 3%. Then the people with trucks and the small cars from 1,500 advance tax to 3,000. The matatu from 60. Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, this is going to be too much. Let us just agree on this one that we reduce it. I hope the chairman can agree.
Honorable Chairperson of Finance, let's have your response before we put the question on the amendment proposed by Honorable Mbui.
I thank you, Honorable Mbui, for that proposal, but having looked at it, we do not agree with the proposal by Honorable Mbui. Honorable Mbui, this particular digital content creators, there are many of them that actually do generate a good... Oh, on vehicles, yes. Yes, thank you. The advance tax on those particular vehicles, I thought that Honorable Mbui would first by appreciating that we have actually reduced the proposed tax as per the bill from 3,000 to 2,500 shillings. So we let us please, let everyone pay their rightful share of tax. And in fact, people are looking at it as it has been a new amendment. Actually, it is just an increase of that particular advance tax. It has been there on the Finance Act. And with that, we really urge Honorable Mbui that we allow everybody to pay their rightful share of tax. Thank you. And in fact, on the issue of that advance tax, again, remember the discussion we had earlier, the same with the digital content creators, that these particular operators of these vans and trailers, if they feel that that particular rate is actually maybe too high, if only they would agree to file their returns and file the correct tax returns, then they would only pay the income tax as per the tax bands. So we are really encouraging them to pay this an advance tax, and if you really want to be tax compliant, towards the end of the year, file your returns, and then that would be deducted. That's why it's an advance tax from your income tax, and that income tax can only be charged as per the tax band on the act. The rate of turnover tax that we are not really increasing it from 1.5% to 3%, because remember, this House in the last Parliament did approve the turnover tax to be 3%. The reduction from 3% to 1.5% came as a measure to help our businesses during COVID time. So it was just a precautionary measure during COVID time to help these particular businesses. And now that we all agree that COVID is behind us, we encourage them to pay that 1.5%, that 3%, sorry. And again, If they feel, because this particular tax is a tax on turnover and not necessarily a tax on profit, the same logic. Towards the end of the year, if they only file their returns, then they will be allowed to deduct this particular tax that you've paid, and they are going to pay their taxes as per the income, as per the tax band in the Finance Act.
Thank
in the
you.
Income Tax
Leader of
Act.
Majority.
Honorable Speaker, Madam Chair, let me say, one, we need to understand that this is an advance tax. Just the literal meaning in English of an advance is an advance payment, is not a final tax. Therefore, whatever quantum you pay, if at the end of your financial year you do your annual income tax returns and you realize you have overpaid, you get a credit with KRA. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I would really implore on the Honorable Robert Bui to drop this amendment and allow us to progress. We don't even need to go into a vote on this, Honorable Speaker. And I implore my good friend Robert, and you know Robert is a good teacher. He understands the literal meaning of the word advance, that you pay in advance. It's very simple. You pay in advance, but it is not your final tax. At the end of the financial year, by June 30th, like now at the end of this month, if you are a transporter like myself, I will still do my annual returns. And should I find that the advance tax I paid is below what I ought to pay as income tax, you are required to top that up and pay to KRA. If I find during my returns that I overpaid, I get a credit. And the earlier you pay tax matters, the better. Even the Holy Book in the Bible says, give unto Caesar what belongs unto Caesar.
Order members, we can only pick one person at a time. Honorable Mbadi, your hand was raised first. And we had said just for each amendment, just 2 people.
Yeah, okay, let me just say something. Madam Chair, first of all, this... Jared Okello, you will be disciplined. This is the chairman.
Honorable Okello, if you have continued shouting...
The national chairman of his party is on his feet.
Madam Chair, please allow Honorable Mbadi to proceed.
I want to say the following. One, this notion that advance tax is okay to taxpayer is very wrong. There is no reason why you should borrow money as a government from people who are very poor. Let these people wait until the end of the year and they file their tax. And they should pay tax progressively. This idea of asking people to pay tax in advance, someone has bought his truck on loan and you still want them to pay tax in advance. What for? Finally, Madam Chair, the issue that Chair of the committee raised is very fundamental. First, is wrong on the percentages. It's not 1.5, it is 1%. It's not 1.5. And again, we are talking about who? Mama Mboga to go and file returns? To wait? The kiosk, those who are selling sweets on the sides of the road, to go and pay, to go and file tax returns? Even administratively, it is very difficult. Madam Chair, if this House can be considerate to the downtrodden, if we can make amendments to at least exclude some of our payments like per diem, which we have successfully done here, and Mama Mboga out there, the hustler, the ones you are addressing in our public rallies, I hope hustlers are watching how they were deceived, how they were duped by Kenya Kwanza. No one cares about them. Let them pay advance tax. But I support Honorable Mbui's amendment.
Leader of Majority, your point of order.
Honorable Speaker is overtaken since the Honorable CPA John Mbadi has sat, although it is good because you allowed us to ventilate on the issues here and not to pontificate on our political stance. because we also have that option, Honorable Speaker. But it's also good to inform the Honorable John Mbadi, and he's an accountant, though a junior accountant in terms of professional qualification. By age, I know he's older than me, but in terms of qualifying as a CPA, he knows I qualified when I was still a student at the university, when I was a junior finance officer. And he knows there's something in accounting called a prepayment. And what he's saying that government is borrowing from people, it is not government borrowing. It is simply taxpayers being asked to make a prepayment of what they owe to the taxpayer. When you are a rich man, like Kimani Shongo or Junet Muhammad, who is running a fleet of vehicles in Isli, just like I run my own fleet of vehicles in Kikuyu, rich men like me and Junet, we pay advance tax because we owe it to the people of Kenya. We owe it to the hustler nation to pay our taxes in advance so that children of hustlers can be able to get capitation for day secondary school and junior secondary, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I once again oppose the amendment by Robert Mbui again, and we all oppose.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, members. We said we are giving 2 chances only to the people who want to respond to it, so that we can move to there is still an amendment on this particular point. We are going to move to Honorable Watch, and you will have a chance to ventilate again on this issue. Honorable Junet, you're the only one I'm giving a chance, and we can move to put the question.
Madam Chair, you see, when we are legislating here, we are legislating here for all Kenyans, whether you are rich, whether you are poor, whether you are middle level, whether you are downtrodden, whatever you are. Madam Chair, you can only be sure of how much tax you need to pay after you do an assessment on your books. Madam Chair, what Honorable Mbadi is saying is true. This is a borrowing from the people. Government is telling you, pay us in advance, then later when you assess your taxes and you are supposed to pay this much, then you can deduct from your books. You can say, oh, I already advanced you this much. But Madam Chair, what we are opposed to, and why we are supporting Honorable Mbui's amendment is that the rate is very high. It was just 1,500 shillings. He increased it to 3,000, but now reduced it to 2,500. Why can't it just remain at 1,500? Because what has changed in the Kenyan pockets? Kenyans are as poor as they were when COVID was there. Kenyans are as poor as 2021. Madam Chair, let us be considerate to Kenyans, Madam Chair. And we are fighting for the hustlers, the people who brought you to power. We're not fighting for our people. We are fighting for your people. We are fighting for these hustlers who gave you power.
Yeah, thank you, members. I think we ventilated sufficiently on this particular point. It's coming again under Honorable Olwatch. So now let's put the question. It's clause 24, yeah? Yeah, I now put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by Honorable Mbui. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of that opinion say, will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. Honorable Olwatch. Honorable Olwatch, you may move your amendment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair, and I stand to move amendments on page 623 on the clause 28, in particular, subparagraph B, 24, in particular, subparagraph B, and seeking to amend clause 7, and the justification for this, Madam Speaker, is that this tax, which is put at 5% and which was dropped for 15%, literally targets the very people whom we are calling the hustlers. Madam Speaker, the content creators, the ones that we seek to remove or ask to pay the 5%, are not the sort of persons that my good friend, Honorable KJ, refers to as professionals. It takes quite some time to develop content. And content creation, even after you have been able to develop, takes time before you get to the next content, and to take away 5% from you, from this hustler, from that person whom we have set digital corners and ICT hubs in Mathare and everywhere, to take away 5% from them. 5% is to impoverish these people and to put them in a situation where during these hard economic times, during these times when the economy is struggling, as we all admit that it is struggling, we ought to have staggered this and put them in a band in which we are able to say that people who are earning below 500,000 on content creation ought to have been exempt. So that we begin by saying, if you're making money on digital content beyond 500,000 to 1 million, you pay X amount. If you're making digital content, like my good friend Jalash, and you're earning 3 million from digital content, then you're able to pay X amount. But to put a blanket figure on that person in my constituency in Mathare, who makes 50,000 on a content, 100,000 on a content, and has to wait for another 3 months to be able to develop content to earn another money, is punitive at a time when the economy is struggling, and this hits at the very core, at the very heart of the hustler nation. And so I'm trying to persuade us that we drop this particular and exempt the people that are affected by this. I move on, Madam Chair.
I now propose the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by Honorable Olwoch. I will give a chance to leader of minority, and then I'll come to you, Babu. Like, we have to go to order of seniority. Let your leader go first.
Now, Madam Chair, I just want to support this proposed amendment by Honorable Olwoch for the simple reason that we have got no justification whatsoever to punish young, talented Kenyans who are basically making a living out of their own creativity, Madam Chair. I think if we are to be fair to the youth of this country, what this House should do in one accord is to support this amendment by Honorable Olwoch. Because otherwise, how will the youth ever get a chance to prosper, Madam Chair? And they are investing. They are investing in content creation, Madam Chair. And yet, we are proposing a tax regime that is going actually to run them out of business, Madam Chair. So I think if we really mean well for the youth of this country, this is such a time that we must stand on our feet. We must stand firm as a House and say yes to Olwoch's amendment. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Honorable Babu Owino.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Suda, let's finish with Babu Owino first.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. On the issue of content creation, Madam Speaker, these are people who are very poor, Madam Speaker. The Kenya Kwanza government campaigned on a platform of bottom up. Did this bottom up meaning stealing money from the bottom and feeding the up? Madam Speaker, the content creators, for them to earn a living, somebody must have viewership of around 3 million for this person to earn 10,000 Kenya shillings. Madam Speaker, is this really fair, Madam Speaker, to punish Kenyans? Because number one, the Kenya Kwanza government promised 1 million jobs within the first year. They never delivered. They're already punishing poor Kenyans. Number two, Madam Speaker, the same content creators who are getting jobs on their own are also being punished for creating jobs for themselves. Madam Speaker, if you must lie to people, then lie like a priest. How did a priest lie? Madam Speaker, a story is told of a priest who was crossing a border. going to another country. When the priest was walking, Madam Speaker, they were supposed to go where they were going to be checked.
Honorable Babu Owino, we are not supposed to be debating. You should be either supporting the amendment. Yes. So please, this is not a debate. Yes. Proceed and wind up. Give him the mic. Can use the next one.
Madam Speaker, what I'm going to say is in line to support the amendment by Honorable Oluoch. That is why I'm bringing it from far. I know some of us here might not understand what I'm trying to say. So if I finish that story, it is an appendage of my conclusion in supporting Honorable Oluoch's amendment, Madam Speaker.
So, thank you. Honorable Bensouda, and then we can move to put the question.
That is very unfair,
Honorable
Madam Speaker.
Bensouda.
Let me finish my sub.
Okay.
I thought you had finished, Honorable Babu.
Madam Speaker, it is very unfair because I'm the only member that you are trying to cut short, Madam Speaker. Let me just finish it in support of the amendment. So a story is told, I said, Madam Speaker, if you must lie, you lie like a priest. A story is told of a priest who was going to cross a border to another country. Then this priest was accompanied by another lady. So the lady held something that she needed to declare before crossing the border. Then the lady decided to put this item into the priest's pocket. Reaching where they were supposed to declare, Madam Speaker, the security asked the priest, "What do you have to declare?" Then the priest said, "From my belt upwards, I have nothing to declare." Then the security officer asked the priest, "What about from your belt downwards?" Then the priest said, "From my belt downwards, I have something precious to ladies." So the question is, and he was let to pass.
Thank you, Honorable Babu. You have completed your, because you're debating again instead of talking about the amendments. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Honorable Bensouda.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support the amendments by Honorable Oluoch on content creation exemption. And I want to say this as a member of the Committee for Communication, Innovation and Information. It is unfair to start imagining imposing tax on what we have not achieved as a country in digitalizing socio-economic empowerment for the youths, which is an opportunity for their job creation. Madam Speaker, I rise to support the amendments because in the first place, even the proposal in provision of the Ajira technology in the constituencies has not been measured to be effective. Madam Speaker, I rise to support that even the content creators are struggling and the small space that they've secured within the market. They are fighting to get that to sell the commodities or to ensure that other aspects are done. The same government has not laid out the framework to ascertain the level of achievement and success in digitalizing and providing for the Ajira. Some of them are struggling with bundles and internet. Madam Speaker, I support the content creators must not be subjected to this tax. At other amendment places, we must consider all the facts which are relevant. Let us stop pretending, let us not tax everything and go by the support, the proposal of Honorable Oluoch. I support.
I'll give a chance to the chairperson of ICT committee, Honorable KJ.
Madam Chair, this amendment could never have been brought by a better person than the honorable member from Mathare. The part that we are not telling about this content creation digital tax is the journey that we have walked. Madam Speaker, the proposal by the Committee on Finance seeks to do two things. One is to bring equity. This is the house that has been mandated by the country to ensure that there is equitable distribution of resources but also an equitable carrying of the burden. Madam Speaker, every profession in this country pays tax, Madam Speaker. Every profession is taxed at a certain rate. The journey that we have walked, Madam Speaker, in the time when, from when the proposal was made, is that this tax has actually been reduced from an up of 15% to where we are now at 5%. And the argument we made, we who are concerned about the real content creator, the argument was that they cannot be inequitably taxed. If other professions are being taxed at 5%, then digital content creators should also be taxed not more than 5%. So, Madam Speaker, the truth of the matter is that there has been a 15% reduction from the proposal to where we are. Madam Speaker, I stand to support.
Thank you. I now put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by Honorable Anthony Olwoch. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. Chairperson Finance, you can now sum up all the moved amendments, yes, including...
Honorable Chair, I really want to thank I really want to thank all the members that have proposed amendments on this particular clause. But really, I am loving the discussion we're having in this country about digital content creators, because this was a profession that nobody was talking about. But this particular proposal have actually made that we have spent the last 1 hour talking about something called digital content creation, which means everyone across the country is asking themselves what this is, and therefore we are having to start having a sober and open conversation about this particular sector. A quick comment on the two proposals, the advanced tax on vans and now this digital content creation, Honorable Speaker. That primary school teacher who sacrifices his time to go and teach ECD children, that nurse who spends very many hours in the theater or taking care of patients in ICU, that medical doctor who spends hours on end doing operations, they all pay their rightful share of tax. So it's just saying, let everybody pay their rightful share of tax. Because we have been unfairly targeting employed people, so that the employed people are the only ones who are paying tax.
Yeah.
But now let us have everyone there.
Yes. Honorable Chair, yes, help us to sum up the exact amendment. Then we can be able, people can understand what they are voting on. Your proposed amendment.
Okay. So Honorable Chair, I've done this, but just for the record again, the proposed amendment as proposed by the Chair, as proposed by the Committee on Finance and National Planning, is that clause 24 again be amended to be amended again to have 9.6 million shillings instead of by deleting that 9 million shillings. That the digital content creators, the withholding tax be reduced from 15% as proposed on the bill to 5%, and introduce a tax, the digital content creation tax for non-residents at 20%. That we harmonize the tax rates for the sales, promotion, marketing, advertising service, and digital content monetization as part clause C, and lastly, yes, and lastly, that the advance tax on trucks, prime movers, on all those other equipment be amended by reducing the advance tax as proposed in the bill from 3,000 to 2,500. And with that, I beg to move, Madam Chair.
Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by the Honorable Chairperson of the Finance Committee. Can I repeat that again? Yes. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed by the Chairperson of the Finance Committee. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 24 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I see, do we have the numbers, Sergeant Adams? There's the numbers? Okay. We can ring the bell for 5 minutes.
Well, that is the division bell currently underway. And this is pursuant to Standing Order 72 on roll call division claimed. 72.1 indicates that the Speaker shall direct a roll call vote to be taken if a member claims a division. And 72.1a indicates that the Speaker considers that there is a reasonable doubt as to the outcome of the vote in question. This is after the ayes outweighed the nays, but there is a member who called for division, or rather who claimed for division, and that is what has led to this division bell on clause 24. This time round is on clause 24 in its entirety. Remember earlier on the division bell or the roll call that was underway was on an amendment that has been proposed by Honorable Member James Nikal, and we have seen two other members coming up to give their proposed amendments. That is Honorable Robert Mbui and Honorable Anthony Olwach on various sections of this clause 24. To be specific, is one by the Honorable Member Robert Mbui on the advanced tax on vans and other vehicles, or other operators of vans and other vehicles or big machines, except the agricultural tractors. And yet also we have seen Anthony Olwach, Honorable Member Anthony Olwach, also giving an amendment on 24B on the taxation on digital content creators, where he proposed that the 5% be scrapped altogether, and that these people be exempt from the 5% withholding tax. But we have seen a few members also coming up to second or rather support these particular proposals on the advance tax, various members indicating that the government cannot be borrowing money from its people, Kenyans, some of the Kenyans who are still struggling, and the government cannot be taking money way in advance, and hoping that the Kenyans who have been taxed in this advance tax may get their money back at the end of the year if they file their returns and realize that they have overpaid the Kenya Revenue Authority. This is after the committee proposed the tax be increased, or rather be put at 2,500. The chair indicating that, or rather the chair of, this is Honorable Kimani Kuria, indicating that there was a reduction of that particular tax, that's advance tax, to 1.5%, but this was during the COVID period when the economic times were harsh, and that basically now it has just been increased to 2,500 instead of 3,000. So that is one of the amendments that has been proposed by Robert Mbui in the clause 24, with Honorable Anton Oloch proposing that the hustlers who are in the digital content creation industry or creative industry be exempt of the 5% withholding tax, with members rising to support that particular amendment by the Honorable Member. However, there is the member, Honorable Member John Kerry, who stood opposing that particular amendment of exempting these content creators, saying that there has to be equity, that in every profession, each and every individual pays tax at a certain rate, and thereby exempting these people in this particular profession not to pay the 5% tax will not be equity, or rather will not be considering the equity aspect in all the professions where each and every Kenya works and pays a certain rate of tax. However, the chair, Kimani Kuria, on the proposed amendments on this clause 24, indicated 4 issues, with one being the amendment of the amount of money on all income over 9 million. Initially, the committee had indicated 9 million, but this evening he changed it to 9.6 million shillings to be taxed 35%. Of course, on the digital content creators withholding tax, saying that it has been reduced to 5% and that it should be so, having been reduced from 15%. Also, he indicated that the proposed amendments in the clause 24 is that the introduction of tax on non-residents in the digital content creative industry at 20%. This was earlier on explained that there could be non-residents of Kenyans who are living in the country, and yet they are pertaining in this particular profession. They are regarded as non-resident and will be taxed 20% once they're in the country. But when they leave the country, then that tax does not apply. But once they are back in the country, though they are not residents and partake in this particular creative industry, then they will be charged at 20%. That is part of the proposed amendments in the clause 24. Also on the advanced tax, Honorable Kimani Kuria indicating that the tax be reduced from 3,000 to 2,500. So these are 4 of the proposed amendments in clause 24, that the Chair Finance Committee is seeking to have the House agree with. Remember, there was a vote, but there was a member who stood up on claiming a division, and that division has been granted to that member. So what you are seeing now is a division bill. This is to allow the House put itself in order to be able to take the vote. Remember, the vote is a roll call, so each member will be called out by their name and indicate their position on these 4 proposals in the clause 24. And at the end of it, then the chair will give the outcome of the vote. Clause 24 will become the 3rd clause in this bill to get into division and go into the roll call division and go into the roll call division where